Hi there. Hello, brothers and sisters of God out there. This is Reed. I'm back with another video. And tonight I will be talking about watch who your role model is. Be careful of who you choose to role model after. Basically, who your influence is and who you look up to, beware of that. Because you want to be careful of who you copy who you choose to let influence your life. You want to be very careful about that because that person could really be doing the things you shouldn't, you know, can be doing things that God doesn't want them to do, which will lead you to do things that God doesn't want you to do. If that person does not have a right relationship with God truly and a right foundation with God, that person will mislead you down the wrong path, and then you will be walking around confused and dumbfounded like, okay, why isn't anything working out for me? I'm copying off of such and such, and it seems like they have it all figured out, but how come when I do it, it's really hard on me and all of that stuff? I'm going to tell you why. Because apparently your role model might not be the right role model. I'm going to tell you an example. I'm going to give a few role model examples. A lot of women or men tend to role model off of people who are of big influence. People who are a big influence in such ways like um, the entertainment industry, things like that. They tend to role model off of rappers. Women tend to role model off of like women on Real Housewives of Atlanta, stuff like that. Yeah, they role model off of those type of women today a lot of times, or off of those celebrities and everything, those women who are actresses or famous singers, not trying to be funny like Beyonce or somebody. They role model off of those type of women, not understanding that those women don't have a true, like, a lot of those people you role model off of don't have a true, really true built foundation relationship with God like they should. If you notice, a lot of those songs they make are worldly songs. They're not, they're ungodly. They're ungodly songs. It's inappropriate. If you notice, those women on Real Housewives of Atlanta, look at what they're wearing. They're teaching you how to dress inappropriately as women. They're teaching you to carry yourself in a whorish way, not trying to be mean. It's true. And yes, if I step on some toes, I'm sorry, but I'm speaking the truth. Those women on there are not dressing right and not dressing the way God wants them to. Why would God want his daughters walking around with their busts out and super tight clothes on, knowing that it's going to draw a lot of men to you and cause them to look at you? You allowing, you're allowing yourself to be a seductress. A seductress has a lustful demon attached to them. That means they're purposely dressing like that to get attention because somewhere down the line they might have felt overlooked and ignored and rejected. They feel like this is the way to go, when in reality that's not the way to go. That's actually the devil trying you up, setting you up for an even bigger trap. I'm not saying you have to dress like a nun, but I'm not saying you have to dress like that either. You don't have to dress super inappropriate to feel beautiful. And you have a lot of women today. I mean, think about it. That should tell you something. Those women, those women on those reality TV shows and things like that, open your eyes, women. Come on now. They are lost up themselves. I see how lost they are. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat nothing. Those women are lost. They're probably more lost than you. But they're lost in an advanced level because they think they have it so figured out. They're at the their influence is so strong that they can influence millions of women's minds to do what they shouldn't do. And then they sugarcoat it. Let me tell you how they trick you. They say something about God a few times. Oh yeah, oh no, that's the signature move. That's how the devil really trick women on who watching. They trick them like this. Okay, now say something about God. Even if you live in the wrong lifestyle that God don't want you to live, go ahead and throw something about God in there on purpose so you can continue misleading millions of men and women down the wrong road. Come on now, God gives us discernment. I know some of y'all watching will probably think on those shows be like, yeah, you know what? Some of those, I'll be sitting back thinking, does God really want them living like that? All that drama in their lives? God is not a God of drama. First off, God is not a God of adultery. Half those women on the shows are committing adultery nonstop. Them men cheating on them left and right with the next girl over there. And then they constantly getting in fights, going in circles over and over again. Come on now, that's not of God. That's of the devil. But they throw some God in there every now and then to keep misleading and misguiding people. The minute people start to wake up, they want to say some, giving honor to God. I love God. But you ain't living the life, you ain't living the right lifestyle he wants you to. You putting materials and stuff before God because you not sacrificing yourself and what you know what I'm saying? You're not being like, hey God, I don't want to put this before you no more. I don't want to live this lifestyle no more. I need something more better, more holy. I need more morals, things like that. I don't want to be sitting there going in circles in the same old negative circles. And a lot of times, not trying to be funny, them people on that show be thinking that they just trying to make money. That's the only reason they doing that. It's so they can keep their children fed and keep themselves fed. But in reality, they don't want to live like that. Who wants to live like that every day? I would hope not. People want peace. That's what the enemy comes to take is your peace. The enemy don't want you having peace. The enemy wants drama in your life. The enemy wants you to die at an early age of stress and drama. It ain't come on, people. And I was really trying to talk about that's all part of it what I was saying, but I'm really trying to get to the point where I'm talking about you have those specific women on those shows. Let's say I notice how near the end on the end season of those reality TV shows, Real Housewives or Real Women of Atlanta and all of that, how they'll have that one woman come back or that one man come back who is at a higher level than them that everyone idolizes. Oh, that person is a legend, and they come back on the reunion special. They come back on the reunion special, and they sit there and they act like they seem like they got it all figured out, like they got all life's questions answered. They sitting there, see, I see that in you, but you can tell just by how they dress. The thing is, they still got that selfish part in them. They still are not completely submitted to God. They're still rebelling. Look at how they're living. You can tell it. They still secretly have that demon of drama in them. Anytime you're entertaining that show still full of drama, you have that in you still. You just got to cover it up. Because anytime you really have a change in life experience with God, you are going to change your whole circle. You are not going to stay. If you had those wrong friends before that were in your life, when you didn't give your life to God, you'll notice that you're not gonna want to have you and your those friends you used to have are not gonna have the same interests. You're gonna be yearning after God while they're still gonna be yearning after worldly stuff. That means your whole circle is more than likely gonna change. You're gonna want to be around people who want the same thing you want, which is God. You're gonna want to be around. You're not gonna be wanting to watch things that are ungodly and demonic and violent and full of like horror movies and things like that. You're not gonna want to watch that stuff. You're gonna feel convicted. The Holy Spirit is gonna twist that inside of you and gonna be like, hey, no, you don't need to be doing that. I know what's best for you. Follow me. Follow me is what the Holy Spirit is going to be telling you. So Holy Spirit is going to be taking you from those wrong people to take you to the right place that God wants you to get to. But you need to watch how you need to be. But first, you need to watch who you choose to let influence your life, who you choose to let be in your who you choose to look up to, and everything like that. So you won't be sitting there letting a bunch of people who are like basically false prophets mislead you down the wrong road, making it seem like, oh, this is the way to live. You get to this level, then you got it all figured out. You got women really trying to get to those levels like those other women who are who who need Jesus more than anybody else. But y'all sitting there trying to get to their level so bad. I don't care if you have the house, the car, or the man. Let me tell you this. For those of you women who see those women who oh, but I see that she has a house and a car and a man and everything. If you notice, she might have all those things. But if you have some in you that can still sense something off about that woman or man that's not godly, then that's not who you look up to. I'm gonna tell you this. If you can see, oh, it seems like this person have it all figured out, but you still see some negative in them, you don't see peace and joy in them or love. You know what you're gonna sense off on people who have a worldly foundation instead of a godly foundation? You're gonna sense off arrogance, you're gonna sense off pride, stubbornness, things like that. You're gonna sense off people who they you can't tell them nothing. They're hard headed. You're gonna sense that. You're gonna sense off rebellion. That's what you're gonna sense off. You're gonna sense off controlling spirit. You're gonna pick up all of those bad spirits. Because that person, though they might have the job, though they might have the car, that don't mean nothing. They ain't right on the inside. Their house is still not in order. Your house being in order does not mean having the materials just right. It means getting yourself right on the inside first. When you get yourself right on the inside and with God, all of those things come to pass. Like then your house on the outside, it will clearly show on the outside that you are truly in order. And people will see what it means to truly be in order. But people who have a worldly built foundation, and you might be sitting back wondering, well, then how are they still making it if it's not built off of God? They're making it now, but then later it's going to collapse. And I hate to say it like that, it's true. Anytime your foundation is not built off of God, anytime it's built off of worldly stuff, you setting it up to fail. You need God at the center of your life. You cannot do nothing without God. Yes, God gives us free will, but let me tell you this. The enemy will deceive you and make it seem like, okay, you see how good you're doing without feeling like you have to go to God all the time. That's exactly what you do right there. The enemy will deceive you for a certain amount of time to where you so far into what you're doing that the minute and then everything will start to fall apart. The minute you make it way up there, you're gonna have the harder fall. You ever heard that saying, the higher you get, the harder the fall? That's what the enemy sets you up to do. He will, if your foundation is not built off of God, he will get you so elevated, only to watch you fall even harder. You have to be so careful. You be wondering why, oh, that person used to be so big, who was in the worldly famous standpoint of view. That person used to be so famous. Whatever happened to him or her? And then all of a sudden, boom, you don't hear nothing else from them no more. Because that's how the enemy wanted it to be. Come on now. They were temporarily famous and big for a certain amount of time, and then boom, no more. People ain't even thinking about them no more. People moving on with their life. You know why? Because they didn't set a true legacy that will change people's lives. They just made a song that sound good and made you feel good for the moment. But it wasn't off of God. It wasn't built off of God and godly. See, God is everlasting and eternal. So when your foundation is built off of God, it's going to be everlasting and eternal. It's going to be a legacy. A lot of these women, these people that women look up to, and these people that men look up to, a lot of them don't be godly. They don't be having their mind right and their foundation set right. God is not the center of their lives like he should be. I don't care if you put God, say God a few times in your sentences or in your speeches. It don't mean that your life is truly built the way God wanted it to be. You think that throwing God in there is supposed to sugarcoat it and make it better when God can be like, I'm calling you over here though. You want to call my name out, but you go on the path I'm telling you not to go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. God's pulling you this way. Why are you going that way? If God's pulling you over here, why are you going over there? And then you want to throw God in after you start to feel guilty. That's secretly, oh yeah, and God has done this. I'll be like, okay, he done that much for you. Why are you not truly following him where he wants you to go? Give God that honor and credit and respect and love. Well, beautiful brothers and sisters out there, that's all I have for tonight. Bless y'all and have a wonderful day.